Konnichiwa! My name is Salazar Arts, and today I am doing a voiceover. I don't really know what I'm doing. But for this video, I'm going to be giving out tips on how to get better at artwork. Well, this is more like a do's and don'ts video. Like, now you know you can do the don'ts and you can't do the do's. That is an option. I'm not saying this is the only way you can get better at artwork, but these are some easier ways to get better at drawing. So let's get started, shall we? So my first one on the do side is do experiments. That is definitely one I was not big on doing. I used to do like very basics, and that honestly led me to not grow. And I just stick to the same thing over and over again. I didn't get better. It didn't get better until I like started to experiment and really did get better. And here's another one. Do look for basic tutorials. Now I don't have a whole lot of do's, but I do have a lot of don'ts. but this is my other do, which is do look for basic tutorials. A lot of people for some reason say that tutorials are not really good, like because they like only teach you how to do one thing, and like, well, you can only learn one thing at a time, can't you? And yeah, that actually kind of goes up against one of my other points I'm going to be making later, but I'm going to explain it more in detail. But do look for basic tutorials, or else you'll never learn and you'll never get better at drawing. And now we're moving on to the don't side, which I actually have quite a few. Don't forget the eyebrows. In this redraw you see me drawing, you can tell in my reference image of my old drawing that I completely forgot the eyebrows, and that kind of ruins the drawing. And yeah, I used to forget the eyebrows so much, it's ridiculous. And another one, don't go from the book. This is one you don't 100% have to listen to, but don't go from the books, because they're very particular, and honestly I see a lot of the books are a bit older. And from the ones I've read, they're kind of a little outdated on, especially the manga ones. They're a bit more outdated, and to be honest, they didn't really help me a lot. I found more help from YouTube videos. Yeah, so that's what I mean by look for basic tutorials. YouTube videos are one of my ones I would recommend. For my last don't learn one thing at a time. This is the one I said that would go against one of the things, which is look for basic tutorials. What I mean by this is don't learn like one basic human anatomy at a time. Like, that is like really like, how do I explain this? If you learn one thing at a time, like select a subject. Like, sure, you can select one subject at a time, but then just don't learn, like, if your subject is humans, then I would recommend not only just learning how to draw girls, and not learning just how to do anime, like look for other things to draw. If you're drawing only females, that will leave you in a very awkward position where you can't draw males, and that goes the same vice versa. Here's the thing, if you can't draw multiple things, it will kind of leave you in this like really awkward position where you can't draw multiple things, and you can only draw like certain things. Now you can be specialized in certain things, but I recommend you stay specialized. Like, if you're going for like humans, you can be specialized in human anatomy, but like if you're only a girl anatomy, that can leave you in like a weird position. Like, it's not gonna count the same way as if you did know like how like human anatomy works. If you know how human anatomy works, like basic human anatomy, I would recommend, like, if you know how to draw hands, draw arms, like I would recommend learning like the basic things that males and females have in common. Like, if you want to learn how to draw males, I would recommend, and you want to learn how to draw females, I would recommend learning how to draw hands and how hair and things like that work. Because, I mean, unless you're drawing a bald person, like from the dude from One Punch Man, you will want to know how to draw hair, basically. For me, I struggled drawing males for the longest time possible. At the beginning of my art phase, I was not drawing males at all. Nowadays, I'm usually drawing like a combination of males and females. I actually now have a male furry OC. And I actually like drawing males now. It's like not as much of a struggle as it was back then. So yeah, learning multiple things at a time is definitely going to help you in the long run. Also, learning how to do lighting will also help. Like if you're learning anatomy, I would also recommend you learning lighting in the meantime. Like, don't do one thing. That's my point. Because if you're learning one thing, you'll end up trapping yourself where you can only draw that one thing for a really long time, and it's not quite healthy. I'm gonna say it's like not the best thing to only learn how to draw one thing. You kind of want to have multiple things in your like drawing capabilities. I think that's all the tips I have. Here's some other basic tips I didn't write down. Don't use the blur tool. Trust me. Just don't. Don't use the blur tool. It's just gonna get you messed up. I was using that forever, and now I'm like looking at like you can see in this. Okay, so this is right after I exit my. No, I did use it. You can tell like I used it on the chest. Like I used the blur tool. Doesn't look as bad, but trust me, it's better to learn how to use that blending tool. Learn your tools, basically, and oh my gosh, do not use that blur tool. Use the blender, it's much better, and honestly, I found a brush in Clip Studio Paint that works so much better for blending. It's ridiculous. Anyway guys, I hope you guys enjoyed these tips and tricks, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye! Bloopers! Yay! Hello everybody, my name's Paula. Now you know you can do the don'ts and you can't do the don't do's. Tutorials. Sorry. What I mean by this is this. Sorry.
Sorry,
Face your head up. Face your head up.
Okay. Hello. I've done this like 5 times.